So let me just get all this stuff sorted out. I don't know why, but your computer is being exponentially slower than usual. You looking up to get it? Were you researching acoustic foam?
I was.
All right. Morrie.
All right.
Morrie, why? Oh my gosh.
I see it.
Morrie.
Live stream, I guess.
Hello, we're live. I'm just sending out the links to Facebook really quick. That's what this whole thing is. As you can see, we got Morrie and Dad on the same camera. It's confirmed. They're two different people now. You can stop asking. There's no more conspiracy theories.
Okay, I'm moving this up a little bit.
I just want to point out that while you're gone, I did not one but 2 full 2-hour streams.
Yeah, I know.
It was a bit of a marathon.
So like, am I actually on?
Yeah, you
because
are.
I can't see anything.
Dad, I know this is a bit of like a joke at this point, but we gotta stop the like.
All right. No, it's doing the circle thing.
Well, that's just your computer's thing. It's fine right now. I gotta figure out how to. Why is it being so dumb right now? It's not letting me access my own or your own channel. Rather, it's being. There we go.
As soon as anybody can hear me, let me know.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even change the title
yet. Yeah, Mitch, yes, you're welcome.
Okay, as far as why the title is what it is, I'm fixing that.
They might want to know why Morrie's in the position he is.
Because Morrie's tired from fighting Nibiru.
No,
and
this
stuff.
is right. One paw.
Yeah.
We wanted Morrie to actually move this episode, so I have him in this carrier that he's frankly too big for now. He's outgrown it.
Can you please mute the stream on your laptop?
All right, and okay.
You can hear Bruno barking in the background.
Yeah, I know. That's because he's alone. There's nobody with him.
Bruno is...
Okay, Morrie, you got to wake up.
Bruno is actual trash. I love him.
This is kind of Morrie's punishment as well. But that last pick the winner's fiasco. Look at him. It's like he won't stay awake. Of course, this thing's so tight he might be passing out a little bit. So
no, I think it's fine. He always looks like that. Watch out, PETA's coming after us for putting.
Yeah, I gotta prop up his head. Look, I gotta like hold his head up. And okay, he's breathing, so he's not like
Dad,
suffocating.
are you seeing this? Look, I'm clicking this right. Oh, now it opens. Now that I'm making a fuss over it. Just quickly.
Okay, Mitch says no picture, so I don't know what's going on there.
Well, that might just be Mitch because everyone else seems to view it.
All right. As long as we're being viewed and heard, we're okay.
That's
like I said. I just have to make sure Morrie doesn't pass out.
Mike, the Morrie puppet master. People keep spelling his name wrong, and it bugs me.
Okay, look right here. See if we can get a close up.
Close up?
Well, can we do that? It says,
don't know.
My name. Hello. My name is Morrie.
M-O-R-I.
M-O-R-I.
R-I, everyone.
Again, come on, don't pass out.
So someone just typed, this stream has reached new pug heights, and then in parentheses, depths. Calvin, are you a reptilian? Heck yeah.
This is Morrie's punishment because he won't stay awake on the live stream. So I have him in this carrier, which is probably 2 years old, and he's put on a little weight. No, he's been working out. Look at
how buff he is.
Right. So
see that face? That's a buff face. That's a buff face.
He's just okay. He's trembling a little bit now, which means he's cold.
Just get a blanket and throw it.
Well, I don't have a blanket here.
Well, I can get you a blanket.
All right. Well, go get a blanket.
Wait, hold on. Let me switch to optimal pug dad view real quick.
Yeah. Good grief. Get him some smelling salts or something. Holy cow. Come on, Morrie. Stay with us.
Oh, no. It's a disaster.
Stay with us, Morrie.
Morrie.
Stay with us.
Morrie. No. Morrie. Why
Stay with us, Morrie.
He always stares at me. It's like he's suspicious. He thinks I'm going to do something.
Nibiru's passing. No. Okay, get him a blanket. Yes, Matthew, it's short for Moriarty, the crazy villain in Sherlock. And look, he does move. Okay, he does give him some oxygen here. He does move. He fights with Bruno every morning and every night, so he's actually fairly active, although you'd never know it. I mean, just look at this. Come on, Morrie, you gotta show some life here. Okay, he's not in pain. I'm just concerned that he's gonna pass out a little bit. I don't know how he's moving. Okay, all right, we'll take you out of here in a little bit. Not well. Okay, well, that almost hit me in the head.
That's what I was going for.
All right, here's your blankie. Goodness, such a prima donna.
That's how pugs are, Dad. You gotta accept that.
Oh, now he's getting some leverage here. He's planning an escape.
I feel like planning an escape is a phrase that can always apply to Morrie.
Anyway, this is his punishment. So, we actually want to prove to the world that Morrie is a living creature. He's not sentient. we hope.
Someone in the chat just typed Morrie and then Pepe. There is. Do you think there's a similarity there?
Yeah, a bowl of warm milk. Okay. All right, I got to see some of these comments here.
Morrie makes all live streams awkward by his apathy.
Is that what? Oh yeah. Okay. Well, he's my dog then. That's apathy is my middle name, I guess. But okay, I know you're gonna yell at me again, but I don't know how to go up in the comments.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I know how to go down. All right. No. Okay. Now it's going up.
How are you still alive?
Okay. I'm telling you, this confuses me. Okay. I saw Matthew's question. Yes, it's short for Moriarty. Okay.
Okay. On your screen, what is the lowermost comment?
All right. I'm going all the way down. Hold on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Matthew says he has a nefesh. Well, yes, he does. Biblically, he does. Nefesh is the term not only used for soul, but also living creature. So, yes.
Morrie the nefesh.
He is a nefesh. Okay,
Perfect.
Nefesh Chaim. All right. All right. Elise says, I watched just to see Morrie. Well, Elise, that is believable. That's entirely believable.
That's more than believable.
And
expected.
I don't want to, we'll just cover his ears here. Morrie has a lot of fans at events that I go to.
Why are you covering his ears?
Because I don't want him to hear that. So.
Why? You got to keep him humble?
Yes, we got to keep him humble.
All right.
All right, Mike, dumb question here. No, it means all humankind. It doesn't exclude women. This question about when Scripture says God desires all men to be saved and draws all men, in that context, would that mean all kinds of men, or does it mean what it says? Neither. It means all people.
Like mankind.
Yeah, like mankind. Again, women are not excluded from God hoping they are saved. All right. Let's see here.
You got a question from
Morrie is not amused. I'm guessing so. But he is awake. So that's why we're doing this.
A Scottish dog would never wear that. Says Scott Harper. I like that one.
It's like burying the ark. Lightning flashes out before you from Morrie and consumes your enemies.
Is that why it's always tired?
Right. It's all that expended energy. Morrie consuming my enemies.
The Incredibles 2.
Come
Morrie
on.
leak.
Come on, wake up.
Morrie, wake up. We need you to expend your lightning.
All right.
Look.
Just in case Nibiru flashes by, you have to deflect it again.
Wait. Do the Nibiru thing you did earlier.
Oh, okay.
Please. It was so funny. Hold on.
All right.
I
got to find his arms. You ready?
Let me go full screen for this.
Okay.
Go for it.
Stop. Over that way.
That is amazing. That's like the best thing I've ever seen.
Don't puff up the pug. Yeah.
He's already pretty puffed up.
Oh, great. Another master's research project here and a question. Dr. Heiser, could you please comment on the legend of Carrot's connection to the Battle of Jericho? Yeah, if I had 20 pages, basically, yes, there is one. That is actually a subject I have on a list for podcast episodes. So a live stream with an overweight pug on my lap isn't really the place to get into that.
He's not overweight.
But there is a connection.
Don't make him sad. He's not overweight.
Well, no. Well, he's
just big boned.
No, like I said, he's been working out.
Pug
Actually, he's
acceptance.
only like 2 pounds. Yeah, Saved by Grace says he's awake. Morrie closes his eyes. Come on.
Morrie has
Look,
been
he's drifting
chloroformed.
off again. You can't keep him awake.
Dad, can I wear that thing? I have Morrie on my lap.
It's not really.
Okay.
I mean, you can if you want.
No, Morrie doesn't like me.
Okay, how's he look? Is like he's not passed out, is he?
Morrie always looks like he's passed out. I wouldn't have like consciousness to compare it to.
Okay. Let's see. Numbers 11:15. I got to look that up, which means I have to open the software here.
Or Dad,
What?
hey Dad, check this out. There's this amazing program called Discord, right? It's this group chat. This isn't
Yeah.
sponsored. It sounds like I am. I'm just. Well, I have to pitch it to Dad because it's so old fashioned. I have to make things like advertising.
Okay, well, yeah. What is this miracle thing? now?
Discord is the only place you ever need to host group events ever again. That's not their slogan. Their slogan is probably something cool.
Well, you're the one that wanted to do it this way.
Discord it's a thing, right, where you can have like a chat room, right, and you can
Yeah.
organize or a chat server. You can organize the chat server by different rooms, both text rooms and voice chat rooms, and fans, the Naked Nation or whatever the heck they're called, they have a Discord. Hold on, I'll throw it up on this screen so you can see it real quick. But basically, General Han Solo programmed a bot for this chat service, right?
Yeah.
And you can type in a command, and the command is like a little symbol, and then it's a 3-letter abbreviation for a certain translation of the Bible, right?
Yeah.
And then you type in a verse that you want, and it'll fetch that in that translation, and it'll put it up on screen. So let me quickly put that up on your screen, and then I'll show you how to work this. Thanks for the question, by the way. This is a great way to
Right.
pitch this to him.
Who are you talking to about put it up on your screen?
You. I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Well, how do I put it up on my screen?
For this, you don't need to for this example.
All right. So what am I supposed to do?
Just look at this. See this right here is the thing. You have.
Yeah. All right.
These are all the chat rooms. This is the voice room. Look, they're actually having a voice chat right now. Maybe they're watching. I don't know. But let me quickly find how to do the command. Basically, you type in. Okay. Like, what's your favorite version of the Bible?
So just put ESV. That's what I have in front of me here.
ESV, and then what's the verse that they were calling for again?
Numbers 11:15. And back to the question, I don't know what this would have to do with God or a goddess. I don't really understand the question.
Numbers 11:15 actually just says, "If you treat me like this, kill me at once. If I find favor in your sight, that I may not see my wretchedness." Not sure what that has to do with
Well,
anything.
Moses is talking to the Lord, as verse 11 says. So why would he be talking to anybody else?
Let me just quickly run that through different translations. Let me look.
No, I would think Moses is still addressing God. So why would he be addressing a goddess? He's talking to God in verse 11 and so on. So, all right, let me see if I can do this here.
Yeah. Well, that's the answer. But Dad, see this? Look, I just typed in that little command. Fetch me Bible verse. You can do that with any translation, anything in the Bible at all.
Yeah, I don't even see the command.
Well, it's.
all right.
It's, look, there it is. I'll highlight it.
Great. Well, this, okay, I won't say that.
No, say it.
This looks like a better looking interface that will be just as confusing to me, but now I have to remember keystroke commands.
Well, you don't have to. You know why? Because with most of these bots, if you type, basically you see him on the list right here to the bottom right. The bot's name is Erasmus.
Yeah.
If you type in $ then help, it'll ring up.
Okay. Yeah. This is kind of way beyond me, Calvin. So
I think everything beyond Skype is way beyond.
What confuses me is the interface.
Well,
it's like there's 5 things going on here, and I don't know what's going on.
Okay, what 5 things are going on in
I've
Discord?
got 2 videos. I've got a section below it, and I've got 2 sections to the right.
Dad, I'm talking about this screen, not yours.
Yeah, I know. I'm just
where do you
using
see
that for
videos?
comparison. I'm talking about the YouTube thing.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Discord.
Right.
I'm just saying that like this for scheduling things later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There's some post-death. Are human spirits confined to heaven or hell, or can they roam? Okay, they're confined to the afterlife. You know, I don't really know what. I don't know what is. Well, I can't say ambiguous here because we're not given a lot of detail. But you know, for the righteous to be absent from the bodies to be present with the Lord. For the unrighteous, it isn't. So we have it's appointed unto men once to die, and after this the judgment. Okay, we're not actually told what time the judgment occurs. So between the time that there's death and between the time of judgment, there's a whole lot of time. So again, they're in the afterlife. Some are with the Lord, some are not. And I guess the real question is, well, does being with the Lord mean you're never allowed to like go anywhere? Well, I would say, you know, that if God wants, you know, to send a departed human being as an emissary, you know, to, you know, encourage somebody or something like that, he can do that. You know, we have plenty of instances, both in Scripture and outside of Scripture, where, you know, you have, you know, in Acts 12, there's an association between, you know, I don't know if the word ghost is proper or not here, but where Peter is in jail, he gets out, and the people in the house that he goes to think it's his angel. Okay, there is, you know, again, this is another research project that would take 20 pages to answer. You know, I actually have a chapter on this stuff in my new book that isn't published yet. I'm trying to look for a shortcut way of talking about this, and there really isn't a good one.
Should I bring Bruno in because he won't stop barking?
He's going to bark here. I mean, you can bring him in if you want.
You know, they deserve two pugs. Everyone deserves two pugs.
I lost my train of thought here. Basically, what we think of as ghosts and what people in the ancient world think of as ghosts, there was a bit of overlap between that category and angels or guardian angels or daimon, which is a neutral term, spirit. Again, to try to account for the experience of people, both good and evil, you know, of spirits. And so there's an issue of vocabulary. There's an issue of how much the vocabulary overlaps or doesn't. You know, there's no evidence that the non-believing dead, you know, are confined. You know, could they be the explanation behind certain spirit occurrences? Well, yeah. Could they be the explanation behind, you know, certain divination passages? Well, yeah. If they are, you know, then you've got a case where we don't have confinement, but you can make a good case where negative divination passages are, you know, divisible into supernatural evil spirits versus human spirits, and then human spirits aren't in the picture. To answer a question like this, you have to lay out all the data. There is no yes or no, you know, kind of answer to this. So, you know, that's the best I can do on a live stream. You know, again, some of these questions are just too deep. They don't lend themselves to yes or no answers. So I'm hoping you all realize that. Are you waiting for the facade to take place after the WikiLeaks thing last year about the Vatican? Well, the Vatican doesn't have proof of extraterrestrial intelligence, and that's actually not what the WikiLeaks thing said. The WikiLeaks thing was a conversation between Podesta and a few other, like Tom DeLonge, where DeLonge is fishing for that kind of information. And basically, it's a 3 or 4 way speculation fest. There is no Vatican confession in WikiLeaks, so no, I'm not waiting for that. You know, you have to realize the Vatican's been interested in extraterrestrial life for a long time. You know, astronomy for a long time. I personally, I told you he'd be loud. I personally don't think there's anything, you know, deeply sinister
Bruno, stop.
About what they're doing. What the Vatican wants to do is control the discussion. They want to be at the forefront of the discussion of extraterrestrial life, so they can, you know, I think so that in their mind, I'm not saying this is necessary, but I think in their mind, so that they're not caught in a place where such a disclosure would be used as evidence against the validity of Christianity or theism.
I'm sorry I'm laughing during this.
So I think they just want to be at the forefront of the discussion to make it appear like they're thought leaders in this area. Again, I don't agree with the way they think about extraterrestrial intelligence in a number of respects, but I don't see what they're doing as anything surprising.
I'm sorry for laughing during this chat. Just Bruno's doing funny things. Can I cut to the dedicated pug cam real quick? Is it okay if I do that?
What did you ask?
Is it okay if I cut to pug cam for a moment?
Yeah, go ahead. Look,
So,
don't let him jump
studio
off
view.
the edge there.
So there's Dad and Morrie, and then Bruno's just freely walking around.
Yeah. Dr. Heiser, another question. If Ugaritic El is regarded as the god of time, it's not a title I recognize. Is Yahweh also a god of time? I'm not really even sure what that means. Because they share similar father of ages or, ancient of days kind of language. The fact that they both do does not mean that both are. Biblical writers will take epithets of various deities and strip them away from foreign deities and apply them to the God of the Bible. It's a polemic or an apologetic statement. And
Bruno.
really that's what it is. It doesn't mean that there's an Ugaritic equal to the God of the Bible somewhere. That's not why the biblical writers are doing what they're doing. And, back to the more fundamental question, God of time, ancient of days, it just means he's really old. He's been around for a long time. If we're talking about, some sort of quantum or modern physics understanding of time, that isn't in the picture at all. El and the God of the Bible in certain passages are depicted as old men, again to denote the age, that sort of thing. The title isn't even, especially at Ugarit. Here's a difference between the two. At Ugarit, you don't have the sense of an uncreated deity. I mean, in most other ancient Near Eastern religions, you don't have that. Even the major important gods, for instance, in Canaanite religion, there's a group of olden gods that precede them. Again, that we're just not told anything about. So you have gods begetting gods, and just generations and generations. You don't. Okay, don't bring him back up. Okay, just put him out.
I'm happy that didn't show up, or I'm sad that it wasn't caught on camera.
No.
Oh my gosh. Bruno,
Yeah, just put him out.
Bruno, you dummy.
Yeah, he's not under enough control to trust up here.
Such a diva.
Morrie assumes a coma in his waking state. Yeah, that's
can I take
about
a moment
right.
to just explain what happened real quick? Can I take a
Go
moment
ahead.
to explain that?
Go ahead.
So here's what happened, right? I'm sitting here, listening to Dad's thing. Bruno keeps walking to this edge because he's looking at the cat. So I put the cat up. Bruno, they interact from, and then Bruno, just for no reason, he jumps backwards, throws himself into the green screen, then falls over and lands on his bed.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's just how show business goes.
Sheol sounds like purgatory. Sheol's just the realm of the dead. I mean, there's lots of different descriptions of the realm of the dead. When I see a term like purgatory, it makes it sound like, on one hand, like a holding tank, and so everybody has that conception of the dead. You die, and that's where you go. You go over there to where the dead go. This behind the veil, other side, that kind of thinking, which we still use today. But as far as a term like purgatory, that implies like purgation so that you can get out someday because of, you're burning off your sins, or, you have this whole thing about the merit of other people being factored into your account. You don't have anything like that in Canaanite thinking. So it's not a one-to-one term, but if it's just, the afterlife where everybody goes and people want to not be there, then there's some overlap. Oh, let's see. where's a good place to learn Hebrew and Aramaic for the amateur? I've come across some. I would say your own house. You do not pay tuition. You know, don't pay big money, you know, to do stuff like this. You know, there are free lectures that can you know, get you to a certain extent, but there are so many good teaching grammars for both Hebrew and Aramaic that have answer keys to them. You could work through that yourself. You have to remember, for Hebrew and Aramaic, you're not learning to be a speaker. It's just learning to read, you know, learning to read and translate. So it's about sight recognition. And you could do that on your own if you're thinking about, you know, knowing how things are pronounced might help, you know, in memorization, sure. But you can get that for free on YouTube, and then I would say get a good grammar. There are a lot of good ones, especially Hebrew. You know, there's maybe 3 or 4 Aramaic, but you probably got upward of a dozen in Hebrew. Avoid Lambden. I will say that. Lambden's grammar should just be outlawed, because this is the weirdest thing. For those of you who know some language, this is going to sound like, why would they ever do this? And that's the point. Lambden starts out, you know, he does it for Hebrew, he does it for Coptic, he does it in his Ethiopic grammar. He starts you with transliteration, like 10 or 12 lessons. And then, you know, you're like a third or a quarter of the way through the grammar, then he starts introducing the characters. Why? You know, you should learn those the first thing. It's just really confusing. Let's see here.
Bruno, the eternal yipper. Hey, Dad. Dad.
Yeah.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how often does Bruno yip?
Bruno? Well, yeah, like every minute when nobody's paying attention to him. There's like a partial question here. Sam Keen, the Bible says he sacrificed his daughter. I guess you're talking about Jephthah there, even though I didn't see a reference to Jephthah earlier. No reason to think he did not. I would agree. His entire bargain with God was forbidden. I guess he never read Deuteronomy. Well, and in fairness to him, it depends on whether Deuteronomy was written or not. But even if it was, this is the period of the judges. Everybody's doing what's right in their own eyes, and nobody, especially Jephthah, is a theologian. Vanderpugs.
Pug.
Pretty good.
Oh, look, General Han Solo is in here. He says Blade Runner 2049 was really good. We got to see it, Dad.
Yeah, I've never heard of the Horite priest caste approach to interpreting Genesis. Never heard of it. Let's see here. Mike, have you seen the new Blade Runner movie? I have not. On a serious note, are there any insights from your research? Human cyborgs. Well, this is Han Solo. Have you read Godawa's review yet of the new Blade Runner? It's you know, it's pretty long, and you know, I actually think his review is pertinent to the way you asked this question, because of.
Should I go do something about Bruno?
No, just let him go.
Okay.
How do I want to characterize this without, you know, I don't think, well, Godawa's review is full of spoilers because he didn't like the movie.
Why didn't he like the, well, actually, I mean.
Wait,
did you already get the movie spoiled?
No. Well, I don't remember the specific, I don't really remember.
Like yes,
no, I don't remember a whole lot of specific plot points. He basically said it's a dumb Ridley Scott attempt to try to mimic Christian ideas mediated through soulless atheism.
That sounds like the dumbest reason to dislike a movie.
Well, it sounds like the dumbest premise for a movie, to be honest with you. So I don't know. You know, Calvin and other people in the family have not seen Blade Runner.
I need to see it.
So we'll probably watch that first, but I've not seen it yet.
We better watch it first.
Ridley Scott, I can believe all of that. Ridley Scott's agenda with practically his last half dozen movies is to to try to make himself seem really smart while he hates on Christianity, and he ends up sounding really stupid. But you know,
like how does that come out in his movies?
Well, like Prometheus, you know, just and the follow up Alien Covenant, you know, where basically Jesus is an alien hybrid and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but that's not stated in the movie. That's just kind of a fan theory that's going around.
No, it was in his original script to Prometheus, and he didn't put it in the movie. But apparently, he's put it in Alien Covenant. But
I just kind of failed to see the problem.
Well, the problem is that on the one hand, while he'll try to criticize Christianity, but then when he does his storytelling, he has the exact same conceptual elements that are important to Christianity in his own movies, and so therefore he's like every scene is like either I'm stupid, I don't realize that the thing I'm criticizing is the thing that I think will make this a good movie, or it's just hypocrisy. So like you take your pick. But honestly, for me, that doesn't really get in the way. I was disappointed with Prometheus. I thought he could have done better with that, but it was decent.
I really don't.
I was just disappointed with it. So, let's see here.
Hey, Dad, quick question. And I mentioned this on a couple of streams while you were gone. I didn't say that we were going to. I just said we talked about it in the past. Mm-hmm. Are we ever going to do that Mystery Science Theater thing for like bad Christian sermons or bad Christian movies? Because my roster of movies grows every day.
Yeah, we had this idea to do a parody of Mystery Science Theater where we took, and if you're familiar with Rich Baker, he's been on a couple of these live streams. Rich had the idea of either doing like really bad movies and in some cases Christian movies.
There are so many I can think of right now.
They try to have a good message, so that's not terribly appealing to me. More appealing to me is the other idea.
I mean, why would that be appealing?
Well, because if they're trying to communicate a good message, then I don't. I mean,
like
too much.
Like if someone's trying to build a bridge and they make a bad bridge breaks and kills 50 people, they're not immune to criticism.
Yeah, I know they're not immune to criticism, but it's not a life.
It's for that reason that I can freely criticize God's Not Dead because it's an awful movie.
No.
Fight me.
Your senses are tuned to the craft.
I guess.
Less than mine. But the other idea was there used to be a website. I don't know if it's still up. But there used to be a website called the Museum of Idolatry, which was basically videos, or it was a lot of videos, but stories of just really crazy stuff that happens, like with charismania kind of things. This guy had this site, Museum of Idolatry, so the idea was to play some of those and do a Mystery Science Theater commentary on it. So I don't know what.
I'm gonna try to throw this up for them, but look at the thumbnail for the stream. It looks like Morrie's attacking you, and I look really surprised. To the people in the Discord, look at that thumbnail. That's amazing.
That's pretty good.
That's great.
All right, let's see.
That's so funny. It looks like a clickbait thumbnail. They want 3 silhouette heads of me, you, and the pug from Mystery Science Theater.
Somebody said they got their copy of Bible Unfiltered today. Is that one that you bought, or is it one that you won? I hope it's one that you won, so I know these things are getting to people. Hand on Blade Runner again. Yeah. Let's see here.
Hey, Dad. Depending on whether or not I get permission, I'm gonna quickly post the Discord group link into pop-out chat.
Okay. We have here, I hate Blade Runner, laugh out loud, 3 hours of cryptic vagary. Is that, I'm assuming that's a reference to the original one. So
people who hate on movies for being cryptic, in my mind, are just stupid people. Not stupid people, rather, but just it just bugs me whenever people leave a bad review for me and say, "Oh, it's too cryptic." I don't want to be that guy that says you're just an idiot. I'm not saying that. I mean, I said that literally 15 seconds ago. That's not what I meant. But I think leaving things up to the imagination is an important part of storytelling. Some of the best stories ever told do that to a certain extent.
Did you see this comment? 3 silhouette heads of Mike, Calvin, and the pug. That would be so great.
I mean, I said that like a minute ago.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, that's fine.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, something about Canon Councils. I missed the first part of that. Not sure what that's about. No, I don't think the Mark of the Beast will confer immortality. I'm not sure why. I mean, nothing like that's ever said. So, Discord server, link to server.
Sorry, I posted the wrong link in there. Let me post the proper one.
Yeah, General Solo's chiming in there. So,
General Solo is amazing. Oh, General Solo. Sometime I'm gonna have to tell you about that. We had that weird conversation about dreams, and I had a dream kind of like the one you were having after we talked. It was probably just because I was remembering it, but I do want to talk to you about that. It was pretty weird.
Okay, there's a Chris and Wanda. I haven't been watching you long enough to know your call on Pentecostal doctrine. Well, it would depend on what the doctrine is. My spidey senses tell me you're Baptist. My original Christian context, let's see here, how long? 30 years ago would have been Baptist. It was the first church I'd ever been in. High school and college, and I still think, again, that there were far more benefits than liabilities there. But I haven't, we haven't been in a Baptist church, I guess, is it that long? 30 years? I mean, I'm not sure, but it's been a while. I don't really care what the denominations say. So again, if you're new to me or the content, I am committedly apathetic to denominational distinctives and creeds and stuff like that. I'm not an opponent of those things, but they just don't matter to me.
Hey, Dad.
I don't really care what they say or their traditions are, their traditional positions. Whoop-de-doo. I care about what the text can sustain. So, for that reason, I'm not charismatic, but I don't have what you would normally call a strict cessationist view of these kinds of things. I'm quite opposed to the ridiculous sensationalism that disguises itself as the Holy Spirit. I'm quite opposed to prosperity gospel kind of stuff, but as a sweeping generalization that no supernatural gift can ever manifest as a result of God's activity anywhere in the world today, I think that's nonsense. But I don't think that what typically passes for that sort of stuff, especially in the modern Western church, I have real problems, with that. But I don't think that has to handcuff God. Let's see here.
I got a question.
My kids and I watch Mystery Science Theater. Yes.
I actually got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Calvin, did you buy Middle-earth: Shadow of War? No, I didn't, because I didn't like the first game. Nor was I that interested in the first game. You know what game I did get, though? PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Hit me up if you want to play that. PM me.
Okay, now we got the cat over here.
Also, I want to point out we were at 74 viewers. That was our peak that I noticed so far. And my Soul on Fire is here. Welcome.
All right, Lee Hawkins Bach says, the French pastors I met with in France last week are interested in your work. Do you know how soon your work in French will be ready? I don't. I'm hoping by the end of the year, but thanks for that, because I'll email the guy who's working on that tomorrow and try to get an update from him. Let's see here. Bruno morphed into a cat. There's another person that wants that link. So
the Discord link. It's in there. It's also in the description of this stream. I'm not sure if the proper one's in the description. Let me check. No, it's not. I got
one guy says here, Mike is definitely not a Baptist. I mean, you're probably thinking like your standard, again, absolute sensationist, dispensationalist kind of Baptist. That was my original tradition. Again, I don't think the restrictive boundaries like that are necessary. you know, maybe the eschatology part thing. Again, I just have to be blunt. I really don't like eschatology, again, because everybody cheats. It's hard for me to get interested in it for that reason. But that's typically associated with, like, you know, Southern Baptist, Fundamental Baptist. They typically are pre-trib, pre-mill. So since I don't, you know, spout a lot of that stuff, I could see, you know, where that would be a conclusion that would be drawn. Let's see. Let's see. Mike Calvin invade Discord, whatever that means.
Invade?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Any Final Fantasy fans here?
Final Fantasy, I played Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, but I didn't play the others. However, can I quickly address something?
Look, Armin is, I don't know. Okay, don't dig in. The cat is like after my arm. He's either after my arm or he's after Morrie.
They can say this.
And they do get along pretty well.
Dad, can I go off on a tangent for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the Final Fantasy games is this. Well, it's this fantasy medieval. I'm not sure if it's medieval anymore, but it's like this.
Come on. Let's go.
Well, it's this game series, right? And there's an amazing scene, and I don't remember which one, but this character named Titus, he has to laugh, right? And the voice acting for this is the most hilariously awful laugh you will ever hear. Let me just quickly play it.
Is it just like contrived? Or?
No, like trust me. Like no matter how bad you think it is, it's worse.
Okay, now the cat's walking on my mouse.
Let me get
pad
this.
Here. This is what Armin does. Like, I'll be doing the podcast out here, and Armin's like digging into my thigh, and that's ridiculous. All right, let me add again. That's ridiculous.
Every time I hear that, it gets better. Armin, that's a keyboard. It's not your home.
Okay, you're gonna have to lift him off and put him. Well, he'll just be back up anyway.
Stop.
Let's
Stop.
see.
That. You gotta stop doing that, Armin. That's not cool. Stop it.
That's what he does. Let's see here.
Any fans of the Titus laugh in the chat?
Yeah. The note here about Jephthah, that is the other view, that she was just mourned, mourned her virginity. Again, I don't see anything in the text that forbids that she was actually sacrificed, because Jephthah was, a theological goober. So. Again, I don't see any obstacle to that, but that is the other view. Let's see here. Morrie, consume the cat with thy wrath. Oh man!
Ha 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 ha!
I only wish. Look at him. He's like, he's just so gone. So that's what I do. Okay.
We've been streaming for 43 minutes now.
Here, knock the cat off the table.
It worked.
It worked.
Morrie, that's witchcraft. It's not allowed.
Oh, let's see. All right, Chris and Wanda, Mr. Heiser seems too old to know what we're talking about. It's even worse than that, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Kristen, that's from Chris. Oh, gaming. Yeah, I tried. Dad can
Go
play
ahead.
Wii Golf though.
What was that?
Dad, what's the one game you can play? Wii Golf.
I used to play Wii Golf. Yeah.
Yeah.
John McVeigh says that Tolkien understood Divine Council stuff. Yes, I would agree. There's stuff in there, and C.S. Lewis. There's some stuff in there that's very transparent. It's kind of interesting that the White Witch in the Magician's Nephew is a giant. Again, I'll just throw that out there. But there's other stuff going on in Lewis that's really interesting. And I think the reason is because they were both very deeply read in comparative mythology, and so they would naturally be reading the Bible with all that stuff in their mind. Their scholarly disciplines as a backdrop. And they could see storytelling conventions like that. So that doesn't surprise me at all. I think James' main point, you need faith and works. Again, works have nothing. The works talk there has nothing to do with merit. Here's what you need to do. I know there's a lot of this Facebook discussion about works, both serious and snide. You need to just swap in the word for the word merit, and that'll help both you and people you're reading or talking to really understand what are we talking about and what aren't we talking about. You can talk all day long about the importance of doing this or that, but if you're thinking merit when you do so, that's just counter to the gospel. But I mentioned on the podcast today, it hasn't aired yet, but I'm thinking about devoting a whole episode after Hebrews to the whole faith and works thing, because it just seems there seems to be a lot of confusion there. Mike met Daniel Block a few months ago. Good. I asked him about the stones of fire, Ezekiel 28. He laughed and said, "You like to be cutting edge." Yeah, he disagrees with it. He thinks it's the high priest. The only problem with what Dan says is that if you compare the stones to the high priest stuff there, they do not match, and you can get a 100% match of the stones if you compare them to the New Jerusalem. In other words, it's a reference to the divine council, the divine abode, and not the high priest. And Dan doesn't even bother to even look at that. So, I just think Dan's wrong there. I think he misses that boat. So let's see here.
Dad, I just
so
checked. For some reason,
Dan is settling for a 70% match. I like 100% matches.
Dad,
go ahead.
I just checked the MIQLAT. The first testimony has not uploaded yet somehow.
Wow. Okay.
Why is it lagging?
Yeah,
No,
we're trying to launch the video channel. We were doing this. We were doing this to prove that Morrie was a living creature and he's not like passed out or something. This thing barely fits him.
I know,
We had to it was like a girdle.
Is he shivering or are you jiggling him?
I'm jiggling
He's
him.
jiggling.
Okay.
Stop
Yeah.
Jiggle him more.
I'm not even
The
jiggling.
chat
I'm
demands
all
more
on those
jiggles.
words.
Well, let's hope that Bruno doesn't crash anything down here. So
Bruno already crashed something down.
Mike, have you seen the new Star Wars trailer yet? No, and
It's very underwhelming, and as someone who even
Yeah.
kind of liked Episode 7, I think the new trailer is very underwhelming. It's a bad trailer. Don't watch it. It's awful. It doesn't show anything interesting. It highlights dumb stuff. It's a bad trailer. It's so boring. Maybe I'm alone in that. but
I'm
it's such
actually
a
not
bad trailer.
planning on seeing the trailer, or I'm not even really interested in seeing the movie, but I guess I will.
I mean, you'll probably have.
Because I did not like the what would be episode, what is it, 7?
It's such a boring trailer.
Well,
It's so bad.
look, if I can't remember the name of the villain, it was a bad movie.
No. The name of the villain is Mr. Mr. Blackhair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's his name. I don't know his
disgruntled teenager.
Disgruntled
Ooh,
teen.
I'm scared. Disgruntled
Ooh, I'm scared.
teenager.
He got the special lightsaber.
It was ridiculous.
With the side.
Rogue
blades.
One was a terrific movie.
Rogue One was good.
But the Star Wars #7, just forget it. Just not interested. Basically, it repeats all the elements of Star Wars, but doesn't do any of them as well. That's what it is.
Why are you paused?
It's just really
Because I'm not watching it. I'm using it to monitor. How could we? Yeah. A quick question, too. Actually, Badides. I'm not even gonna bother trying.
Hold
to
on.
pronounce that right.
There's something about it here, Mike. You should read the Dark Tower series. It connects to it. Are there any spiders in it at the end? I hate it. It's the dumbest ending.
No, it's not.
Look,
I will defend
you haven't
that.
seen the second
I
part.
will defend that.
You haven't seen the second
I will
part.
defend the It
Watch
story.
the movie I saw.
I will defend
It
its
is the
storyline.
dumbest
If you
ending of
still
anything I've
don't
ever seen.
understand that Pennywise or It is like this weird
It's just
alternate dimensional weird monster that like shapeshifts. You're like, oh, why is he a spider? He shapeshifts throughout the whole movie. He turns into that like girl's dead dad.
Oh, yeah,
Like not in the new one, in
It's
the old
just-
one. He turns into
it's
like the
ridiculous.
dead
Then why
dad.
why end
like
it
he's
there?
other stuff. Like
Why-
just saying, oh,
why end it
why
there?
is there a spider?
Why end it there?
That's
They have
such,
to end it somewhere.
like that's how the book was.
But how does that look? Stephen King is just known for terrible endings, and that just goes in that box.
I'm
I
not.
thought the Carrie ending was good.
Is Carrie Stephen King? Yeah, I guess it is.
Just
Yeah.
man,
I think I
Zero
think the
interest.
new It is a really good movie, and you should see it, Dad. No pun
Oh.
intended. I can't say that sentence anymore. But
oh,
you should
let's
see
see
it.
here.
The new It's a great movie. And as for a
What do you
question
use?
earlier,
Calvin, what program do you use for YouTube stream?
I'm getting to that. Bruno, I'm going.
It's the cat, and the cat's gonna scratch his eyeball out.
The cat's
Get
just
up.
sitting
Stop
over
barking,
here.
you degenerate. Anyway, I love him.
I'll get him.
We
Just
use
hold him up.
we use
Yeah.
OBS.
Yeah, we use OBS, and there's another question earlier.
Let's go. Come on.
There's another question earlier about whether or not it was. The question was, do I play Fallout? The answer was yes. Bruno, you need to
Bruno
stop.
doesn't. He wants
You
to
just
get
need to
into
stop.
it with the cat. Somebody makes a reference here to the translator of something. I'm not sure what the question is, and it wasn't Annette Yoshiko Reed, so I'm trying to find what that refers to. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Oh, let's see here.
But yeah, Dad, the new It is great.
Yeah.
You should see it. It's great.
Okay, I don't know what the Annette Yoshiko Reed comment is about. Somebody translating something. It's
Dad,
not
we
her.
have an important question
Yeah.
from My Soul on Fire. I'm going to prioritize their question. Fight me. Hey, can you mail me a copy of the form for the MIQLAT testimony video? I cannot find anywhere that I can download it and print it. Where can they find it to download and print the... Well, I mean, you actually don't have to print it. You can email it, right? Can you do that?
You know, it should be
The release form.
on the blog post. Let me look at the
Yeah.
blog post here.
So the short answer is it's on the blog post.
Well, just let me make sure.
But Dad's going to make sure. I mean, I assume that's where it is because the other person who sent us theirs, they
Yeah.
also sent the form.
Yeah, they had it.
So
All right,
how
let
exactly
me-
do they sign it if it's digital?
They can sign it and take a picture of it and send us that. All the directions are in that blog
Okay,
post.
good.
So, or they can scan it and send it to us as PDF. Well, this would be awesome if I get my arrows to work. Boy, oh boy.
We can ramble about movies for a bit longer. Okay, Dad, you know what I did on both streams while you were gone? You know Eric Roberts, the actor?
He's the guy in all the Hallmark movies. Okay,
Yeah.
I really can't navigate to this because I don't have any.
Mouse? What do
No,
you
I
not
don't have any little sidebar area to scroll. So, oh no, wait. I just went to a different page. There it is. So I'll be able to see here.
Okay.
All right, let's see. Here's the instructions. Subscribe to MIQLAT. Click
Josh
here to subscribe.
Josh.
Okay,
wait.
at the post on the YouTube channel for testimonies, there's a list of instructions. Number 6 says download this file. MIQLAT YouTube channel video release form. If you click on that, it opens right up to a PDF.
Dad, My Soul on Fire clarified the question, and I know the answer to it. They say they can find it. They know where it is. They just don't understand how to sign it. What Dad just said earlier.
Yeah, just sign it, take a picture of it, and email it to the address.
As in, print it out, sign
Yeah.
it, and either scan it or take a picture of it and include that picture or PDF of the scanned form along with your video or the link to the video of your testimony.
Yeah.
We just got, what was his name? It was something like...
Is Morrie going to run for
Outlaw?
president? I'm not. Yeah, we don't want him to do that because we don't want Morrie's past exposed. Okay.
What is Morrie's past?
Shh. You know, when anybody runs for president, they just dig into their past and uproot all sorts of terrible stuff.
Yeah, but like, what has Morrie done? Has he killed people?
No, he hasn't killed anybody. Just he's done embarrassing things. You know, he's only 2.
Chaos Tamer at Michael Heiser. Yeah. Can you dance?
They might
Can
find
you dance,
out his
Dad?
birthday, and then they'll find out my
Dad, this is
birthday.
more important. Can you
Okay.
dance?
No.
Do you know how to dance?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go, Chaos.
Boy, that's the first easy question I've got here. First short question, I should say. Let's see here.
Question from Josh Callias. This is also game related, but there's a very quick answer for it. Do you think they will do a new Fallout? The answer is yes, I do. And as for Christian Man, who asked if I've ever played Dungeons and Dragons, I have. Dad hasn't. Have you? No, you haven't, I don't think. Who needs Dungeons and Dragons when taking care of Morrie is an adventure in itself? See that face? There's some majestic stuff going on there.
All right, here's a question about John 8:58.
It's just nothing but game questions.
Well, game questions are fine.
I mean, someone asked if I ever played Elder Scrolls. The answer is yes, and too much. Elder Scrolls is probably the one series that I, without failure, I always go back to Skyrim.
Okay, here's the question. John 8:58, before Abraham was, I am. I've read in a Bible translation, it is before Abraham was, I have been. Could it be translated as I have been? No, it's not a perfect passive form. It's just a present active form, which is I am. So I have been would be either anything from a really bad translation to a misleading idiosyncratic translation. Okay, more. Let's see.
Okay,
Yeah, General Han Solo about the ISV thing.
I got another question for you, Dad.
I've never heard of the guy George Giacomakis. It's hard to see here. Yeah, I don't know him.
Hey, Dad, I got another question for you from the same guy. He says, "Can you sing?"
No.
You can't dance. You can't sing. What can
no. You? Okay, let's see here.
Okay, I actually got an interesting question. Like, I'm genuinely interesting to hear.
You know what? I missed this. Somebody asked, "Did you see Morrie when Bruno was barking? What was he doing?" I
didn't see anything.
Oh man, it was probably his most lively, event, and we missed it.
So someone asks, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but personal question for Doctor. Mm-hmm. You obviously don't have to answer. How do you feel about pastors that just released books specifically based on your life's work and not even get a shout out? This is by Mitch Rapp.
Pacific.
Mitch Rapp asks,
does he mean
how do
pastors writing books about themselves?
No. How do you feel about pastors that just released books specifically based on your life's work and not even get a shout out?
Well, if we're not getting a shout out, that's technically plagiarism.
People piggybacking off of your work.
Well, if it's attributed, then, what can I say? You write something and people are going to use it to write other things. If they're basically just taking the material and passing it off like something from the fruit of their own non-research, then that's unethical. Let's see here. Let's see here. I can't believe there's a question here about Prince.
Wait, what do you think of Prince? I don't know anything about him.
Not a whole lot.
Is he a real Prince?
He's dead now. He passed away. So
fair enough.
Let's see. People have done more than piggyback of his work for a long time. I see it all over. Again, if it's attributed, if credit is given, like you should do in academic writing, then
I'm sure if credit was
fine.
Given, they wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, if it wasn't, it's unethical.
You should do? Send Morrie after him.
Yeah, really.
Well, lightning will come forth.
No, we should
engulf your enemies.
No, we should have Morrie direct Nibiru to land on their house. How's that?
Morrie looks like he's about to make a comet land on someone.
Somebody says Fallout Tribulation.
Tribulation?
That's got to be a joke right there.
Fallout Tribulation. Let me see that. Is that the thing about the Fallout games? Because I was talking about that earlier. Let me see. Fallout Tribulation. I don't know.
Right. Well, they're referring to the tribulation period and prophecy and all that stuff. So, kind of like Fallout Left Behind. That's what they're getting at, I think. Would you do another book like The Portent and the Facade? Yeah, there's going to be a third one. I'm hoping to start writing it when the year turns, like 1st of January. So
oh my gosh, that's messed up.
I'm doing research and outlining now. So I honestly, I can't wait to do it.
Okay, Dad.
That is the most fun thing I do.
Dad, so someone just posted in the chat when we were talking about Prince. They said artist formerly known as the artist formerly known as Prince. That's messed up, but I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they also said while Bruno was barking, that was the most active they'd seen Morrie. So I'll rewind and I'll look through it at some point.
All right, he's getting a little uncomfortable.
We're at about an hour, 59 minutes.
Yeah.
We've dropped 0.6% of all
frames. I have not read Burkhoff's Christ and the Powers. I should look that up. Hendrik Burkhoff, is he any relation to Louis Burkhoff? Like, is that a son or something? Or I'm not familiar with that particular person, although Burkhoff last name is real familiar. Let's see.
65 viewers. That's fun.
Yeah. My soul on fire. Why are people so upset when people talk about more supernatural things? Well, it's because I think it scares them. So we can link. Let's see here. Boy, it's a little hard to see that for some reason. I think it's.
Can we link the arm of the Lord to the angel of the Lord and the word of the Lord using John 10:38?
I'd have to look it up.
Okay. Here's a shorter question. Mike and Calvin, dark theme or light theme for apps and blog posts? I assume he's referring to. Is he referring to Discord? If so, I mean, just in general, use the dark theme. That's way better on your eyes. It's way better. The dark theme is best.
I don't see John 10:38 referencing the arm of the Lord, so I'm not sure what. I don't know why the question is what it is.
Morrie translated into Akkadian is Nibiru. Did you know that? And it's probably not true, but I hope it is.
That's pretty good. Okay, let's see here. I'm an editor and fiction writing coach. You'll need me come January. Okay. Let's see here. All right, we should wrap it up. Morrie's getting a little restless here.
If we keep it up for another hour, I'll get $50.
No, I got other stuff to do.
I mean, this is $25, and I spent like an hour and a half making that video. Okay, Dad. Wait, Dad. If I get lists of movies to make fun of for the show, can we make a couple episodes and then try it?
If you want to, if you can do the technical stuff for a Mystery Science Theater like kind of thing, yeah, that would be interesting.
I don't plan on ripping off like the exact format. I'm gonna change it. I don't think we should have that exact camera angle, because I think that we should, to some capacity, be doing our own kind of thing. Especially now that Mystery Science Theater has come back and it's not as endearing to copy it.
It's just too bad we didn't get Morrie staggering around.
Oh my god. Morrie's crooked walk gives me life.
I don't know. I think we might have done the curvature of the spine here a little bit with him in here. So, are we done?
No, it's not over yet. I'm just looking through the things. Okay, Cliff Wilson says they got the verses that they were asking about mixed up. They'll look it up again.
Okay. One.
Oh my gosh, Morrie, you're gonna knock over the lights.
Yeah, don't let him knock anything over. Hey, Morrie, you can cut through over there. Oh, let's see. Okay, we've got to get him away from that. Okay, we're done. We're gonna have to.
I will end it now. We'll